Timber is graded at the load-up stage. We select the finest pieces of timber for the most visible parts of the product, A grade, allowing minimal defects to pass through this stage. B grade timber is used for cleats that are not visible when the product is built. The timber is loaded into the appropriate stacks, all facing the same way, best side up, and stacked neatly ready for the miter saw operative. Next up, taking the timber from the saw horses and loading onto the cutting table. All ends are snipped off to get rid of all rough edges, and it makes sure that all ends are square. The wood is then moved up to the positioned stop on the ruled table and cut. The cut timber is then placed onto the saw horses, ready for the belt sander operative. The belt sander operative works from the saw horses that the miter saw operative has been loading. At this stage, the ends of the timber slats are smoothed and softened on the belt sander. This ensures that there are no rough edges/fraying. Once the legs have been cut and sanded, they go over to the leg assembly station. The position of the coach bolts are marked out using a template and a marker pen. Once marked, the legs go onto the building table. Here they are screwed together and pilot hole drilled. Next, they move over to the pillar drill, where the previously marked positions are now drilled with a 10mm hole. Then, they are turned over where they are then recessed to be able to get a washer and nut on the bolt. Taking the selected slats by the sander, they are laid out. Using a combination square set to 47mm, we then find the middle of the width and create a plus-like mark. Using the 40mm Forstner bit in the pillar drill, we line up the centre of the plus and the centre point of the drill bit. We then cut the hole in the timber, ensuring to go slowly through the timber, making sure the hole is a clean cut. The assemblers will take the slats from the saw horses that the sander has loaded up and lay out on the assembly table. The seats are set up on the table, with each assembler taking on one seat each. 3 slats are laid on the table, and then they are spaced out using 10mm packers. Then there is a clamp placed on the seat in the centre to ensure all the gaps stay the same every single time. Next, the cleats are positioned, one each end of the seat, and secured using 65mm decking screws. The clamp is removed and there is a cleat secured directly in the middle of the seat to ensure strength and longevity. Once the seat has been built, it is then turned over and checked to make sure that there is no problems on the nice face. The product is then taken over to the packing area, ready to be palletised or boxed, depending on the chosen courier service. The sub-assemblies are placed onto the pallet one at a time. Using a mini shrink wrap, we then hold the items together. Sub-assemblies are placed on the pallet, ensuring that all the nice faces of the product are on the inside, so that no damage can occur. We then band the products to the pallet for that extra piece of mind and stability. Lastly, we put our branded tape around the pallet to signify the brand, prevent any losses, and stand apart from our competitors. The pallet is then carefully loaded onto the collection truck, where it's ready to begin the journey to the customer. From here, the courier will contact the customer to arrange a desired delivery date and a preferred time.